Well. Um, yeah, what a game that was. Um, Colorado blew a 3-0 lead in Game 5 and lost in overtime 5-4. What a game that was. Looked like early on it was finished for St. Louis. Husso robbed McKinnon, I think it was, and then McKinnon scored McKinnon scored. Then in the second period, the Avs made it 3-0. So first period, it was McKinnon 2, Blues nothing after 1. Then the Avalanche scored to make it 3-0. Only like one Avalanche player scored outside of McKinnon. McKinnon literally did it all for Colorado tonight. Then the Blues score, they're on the board. Blues score again, 3-2. I think it was no, it wasn't Tarasenko, but I know Robert Thomas had 2. I think Robert Thomas scored to get them on the board. Then the Blues tie the game. And then Nathan McKinnon with an unworldly goal, which was ridiculous. I don't know how he pulled that off. Hat trick for free Colorado. Robert Thomas, with like 56 seconds left, ties the game. Overtime, and the Blues get the win. The Blues get a huge win. That was a huge win for them. They needed that win because now they could get some momentum on their side. They needed to win that game. Now they got to win Game 6 on Friday at home. They're at home. That's good for St. Louis. They are at home, so they can win that game. Game 6 is winnable at home. But I'm going to say this. Colorado, if you lose this series being up 3-1, may I remind you, and insult to injury, St. Louis doesn't even have their starting goaltender. Jordan Binnington got hurt. Thanks, Nazem Kadri, you idiot. Yeah. You're a joke if you lose a series and you're the new Washington Capitals. And honestly, if Colorado loses a series, I strongly will consider blowing that roster up. Make necessary changes to that roster. You have to make changes if you don't win. You could have had Marc-Andre Fleury. You could have traded for Fleury. Granted, Fleury was terrible against St. Louis in round 1. But he's better than Darcy Kuemper. Darcy Kuemper is not good. He's not bad, but he's not good either. He's good enough to win Colorado games, but he's not good in general. But again, any goalie can win games with Colorado. Regular season, Colorado is dominant. Playoffs, Colorado falls apart. Last year, I had Colorado smack in Vegas. I thought they would beat Vegas in 5. I didn't think it'd be a sweep. I thought it'd be 5 games. The Avs. I swear, I'm going to troll them so bad if they lose the series because they've been talking the whole year like, we're winning all this and that. And I'm like, no, you're not. Carolina would beat you. Alberta would beat you. You can't even get out of the second round. You got to get out of the second round first. You're like the Washington Capitals. Difference is the Capitals eventually got over them, and the Capitals didn't overhaul their roster. They didn't. In other news, Detroit is interviewing Barry Trotz. That's in other news. I'm just paying attention to the second round now. Tampa swept because we swept Florida, and now we're waiting on Carolina or the Rangers. I think it's Carolina because Carolina hasn't lost at home. I think Boston offensively is better than the Rangers. The Rangers cannot score. It's just Igor Shesterkin is the only thing that keeps them alive. They shouldn't have beat Pittsburgh. What's going on, Logan? Good game tonight between the Rays and Marlins, but yeah, the Blues, that was a huge win for them. Momentum could be on their side now. We'll see what happens in Game 6. They win Game 6, they're winning Game 7. I'm telling you, if the Blues win Game 6, they're going to win Game 7. This is the playoff avalanche we're talking about. Now, I was like, no lead in hockey is ever safe. Tampa and Florida, that was safe. I said that was a safe 3-0 lead. Maybe we lose one game or two, but we aren't losing the series. But that won't be enough for us to lose the series. Get what I mean? And we did. Nice. Yeah, so I don't have to wake up for school early anymore. If you saw that video I posted, I am officially a graduate. Lord, am I going to be trolling Colorado if they lose this series to St. Louis? Colorado deserves to be trolled if they lose the series. Because you're up 3-1 to a St. Louis Blues team without their starting goaltender. Jordan Binnington is out for the first round. Yeah, thank you, Nazem Kadri, for that. The Blues, I wouldn't sleep on when Binnington comes back. If they win the series, I wouldn't sleep on them to go to the Cup and win it because their offense isn't bad, but it's not that good. Their defense is all right. Binnington is really what makes them. Binnington's the reason they weren't getting shelled in Game 1, and they could have won Game 1 too. Honestly, they would have won Game 3 if Binnington didn't get hurt. Because the goals Husso gave up, Binnington would not have given up. Game 4 was just atrocious. I think Colorado would have won that game even if Binnington started. But the Blues would have won the series if Binnington played. If the Blues won Game 1, because the Blues won Game 2. They won Game 2. I think the Blues win Game 6. You're going to move on to the third round because I don't think Colorado's going to win a home Game 7 against a Blues team with all the momentum in the world. I think if you're going to look at who the if I'm Edmonton, I'd only be worried about St. Louis. St. Louis defensively can slow down Edmonton. Colorado, they can't. In order to beat the Oilers, you have to slow them down. They are way too fast for neutral zone trapping. If you use neutral zone trapping as Edmonton, that's just a terrible idea. They're way too fast. They'll catch you on the break every single time, and they'll make you pay. The Kings, they use neutral zone trap, failed miserably. You don't do it. Now the Flames the Flames are doing it too, and they're getting killed because of it. Well, Markstrom is actually struggling. But again, Markstrom struggles against one team, and it's the Edmonton Oilers. I said if Calgary gets the Edmonton Oilers, they're screwed if they beat Dallas. Because the Edmonton Oilers, Markstrom cannot beat the Oilers to save his life. Yeah, but the latest the Eastern Conference Finals can start, I think, is Wednesday. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because we swept, and the Rangers and Hurricanes could go 7. Now, can the Lightning win a road game in Carolina? I think so. It will be hard. Now, Carolina's not winning a road game in Tampa. They're just not. Carolina probably won't win a road game. The only reason Carolina beat Boston because Carolina's depth showed up. Brad Marchand carried the Bruins. Literally, the only reason Boston got home wins was Marchand. The only reason the Rangers won Game 3, Igor Shesterkin. It's that simple. Igor Shesterkin. Igor Shesterkin is not going to carry the Rangers forever. He won't. I think the Rangers. If the Rangers run into Tampa, they're going to get killed. They're going to get killed. Vasi's better than Ronta and DeSmith slash Louis Domingue. And my thing is, Blues get the. My thing is, the Rangers, they haven't impressed me. Well, Freddie Anderson isn't even back for Carolina yet. If Freddie Anderson comes back, then the Rangers ain't scoring a single goal. They ain't scoring a single time. Not once. Oh, and to all my friends that graduated today, congratulations. Congratulations to all those yesterday, including myself. Saw that video, you know what happened. Walked across that stage. Now, just got playoff hockey and baseball. Well, let's talk about the. Yeah, I got nothing much to talk about baseball. Now, about the Nazem Kadri stuff. St. Louis fans, what they were saying to Kadri, inexcusable. You don't do that. That is completely inexcusable. But a guy like Nazem Kadri doesn't deserve sympathy for what Kadri does. Tom Wilson, look at what he did to Panarin last year. Capital fans sent him death threats. Not Capital fans, Ranger fans. Ranger fans. And they were hating on Wilson. Don't do that. But still, screw Tom Wilson. But don't send him threats. Blues fans hate Kadri. Some of them I know have been like, I hate Kadri, but I'm not saying anything else but screw Nazem Kadri. Nazem Kadri's a free agent, by the way. Tampa's not going to go after him because we don't need him. We already got physical presence up front. Hagel's going to be Palat's replacement. We traded for Hagel because Palat was leaving. Simple. The only reason we even traded for Brandon Hagel was because Andre Palat is going to be gone. We know Andre Palat's going to be gone. It's that simple. Andre Palat is going to be gone. Too easy. Happy birthday, Dashy. I'm sorry I couldn't come in. I had things to do, so it's on me. But yeah. Tomorrow, we have the Canes and the Rangers game 5, and an elimination game, Oilers and Flames. The Oilers win, they're going to move on. They're moving on. The Oilers win, they're going to the third round. For the first time since 2006, where the Oilers made the finals because Dwayne Rollison played out of his mind. I'm honestly convinced that Dwayne Rollison didn't get hurt, the Oilers would have won the cup. But he got hurt, so Carolina won. I think the Oilers. I think the Oilers are going to win the West. I think the Oilers win the West. There's nobody who can slow down the Oilers. Maybe St. Louis. That's it. Colorado. They can't. They don't have goaltending. St. Louis does. Binnington is going to end up going. Binnington will be back for the third round if the Blues move on because he's only out for the second round with that injury. Screw you, Kadri. But anyways, the Oilers, if Binnington just plays out of his mind against the Oilers, like Hellebuck did last year against the Oilers, maybe the Blues can win. But you got to outscore the Oilers to win. It's simple. The Oilers are like 2019-20 Tampa. You can't trap them. They're too fast. 2018-19 Tampa. You can trap them. They aren't that fast. Just like these Florida Panthers that we just swept. They're just like that 2018-19 Tampa Bay Lightning team. What I tell everyone, we would sweep them. I said before the series even began, sweep Lightning in 4. Nobody listened to me. Should have told everyone. You need to listen to me when you're talking about Panthers and Lightning. Because I know a lot. It's not a rivalry. How can it be a rivalry if it's one-sided? It is incredibly one-sided. Moving on, the New York Rangers. I hate Jacob Trouba. That hit was clean. Don't get me wrong. That was a clean hit. The dude he drilled was falling. But I hate Jacob Trouba. Jacob Trouba's hit on Crosby was dirty. I'm surprised he didn't get suspended. He should have been suspended. Hokie, shut up about hammer time. Shut up about hammer time, Hokie. So stupid. Yeah, the Blues won. Lightning didn't play today for obvious reasons. We already moved on. We swept. Literally the day before I graduated, we swept the Panthers. So yeah, I'm gonna end this stream. Blues got the win. Let's go Blues this round, and let's go Blues in the third round if they move on. Well, I don't hate Edmonton, but I really don't even hate St. Louis at all. So I'll catch y'all next time. Peace. Go Blues. Screw Colorado.